This episode has all the BAM. It's Engine Masters presented by AMSOIL and our very first head-to-head showdown between two engines. This one, a big block Mopar 383, and that, a small block Chevy 383. Now, when you're doing a shootout like this, you really need to eliminate as many variables as possible so that you've got a fair fight. So as I'm going through the tech specs on this Chevy 383, I'm going to tell you about some of the components that are going to be the same on the Mopar as they are on the Chevy, starting with this carburetor. This is my favorite carburetor right now. This is a Holley XP. It's an 850 CFM double pumper. It's an aluminum carburetor. They've got new calibrations in it. It's got features like the billet metering blocks and a billet base plate, and I want to take it home and play with it. The MSD distributor is also going to be used in both engines, as is a high-rise dual-plane intake manifold. Now, one of the rules was that you had to use the best possible iron production cylinder head to eliminate the variables of the aftermarket. This is a Vortec head, kind of what you'd find on a 350 Chevy and a 90s Chevy truck. It's got the best port and best chamber that I know of for any production cylinder head on a small block Chevy. The 383 Mopar will take a 1 7/8 diameter header. The small block Chevy can't accept that bolt pattern without an adapter. So what this is a 1 3/4 to 1 7/8 inch stepped header. Getting into the short block, let's talk about the camshaft. Both of them are running the same extreme energy Comp Cam's hydraulic roller. They are a 230, 236 at 50 grind. This one has 510, 520 lift and a 110 lobe separation angle. The compression ratio on both these engines is 9.6 to 1, and now we start getting into a little bit of a difference. The Chevy 383 is a stroker motor, which means that the crankshaft stroke is longer than stock. This is a 350 block with a 4.04 inch bore, and the stroke is 3.75 inch. The last thing that you need to know is that this is actually a Blueprint Engines crate motor. You can buy this long block with the intake manifold for $36.95 at blueprintengines.com. It has a 30-month, 50,000 mile warranty, which is pretty impressive. They advertise this at 420 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque, but we're gonna find out if that's true right now. Ready for your AMSOIL education. The first thing that we're gonna do is break in both of these things with AMSOIL break-in oil. The 383 is completely new, and the Mopar has a brand new camshaft in it. And while they both are using hydraulic rollers, and while most people think of a break-in oil as being needed with a flat tappet, AMSOIL really likes to see it with the hydraulic roller as well, just for protection, and this helps seat the rings, and so we'll be breaking in both engines with that oil right there. Then we're going to be running them both with the same oil. Oil can really affect horsepower, whether it's because of a viscosity difference, like if you're looking at a 5 weight versus a 40 weight, or if you're looking at a dinosaur oil versus a synthetic, and of course all the AMSOIL stuff is synthetic. What we're using here is the 10W40, and this also has quite a bit of zinc in it for the long run. And in the end, we've got 465 pound-feet of torque and 440 horsepower. And how repeatable is it when you can just do that over and over and over?
It's pretty good.
That's a really nice motor.
Yeah, it is. I have to say, I'm going to have a hard time beating this with my Mopar motor.
What?
I'm not hedging here.
It's a big block. Here, let's go install it. I want to find out. Man, Blueprint Engines over-delivered as usual with that Chevy 383. That thing made good power, and this poor Mopar has an uphill battle. It's clearly the underdog in this fight, and this thing was built at home by Steve Dulcich literally at 2 o'clock in the morning just days ago. Let's go through the specs on this thing again. Same carburetor as the 383 Chevy, that 850 Holly XP. Same MSD ignition. This is an Edelbrock RPM dual plane intake manifold like the high-rise on the other one. This is 9.6 to 1, just like the Chevy. This engine has the same comp cams 230-236 duration hydraulic roller as the Chevy, but the Mopar grind has a little bit more lift. It's 0.541 inches on the intake and 0.537 on the exhaust. Now the bore and stroke on the 383 here is wildly different than it is on the Chevy. And so what makes up the displacement? The bore. This thing has a factory bore of 4,250, and this thing is 60 over, making it 4.310 inches. And if you do the math, the total displacement on this thing is 394. But really the coolest thing about all of this is that Dulcich is sweating bullets. He seriously wants this garbage to win. Let's go find out if we're gonna make his dreams come true or squash him like a roach. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually stoked on this. I hope it wins. I don't think it's going to, but I hope it wins. Here's why I think this thing actually has a fighting chance, okay?
I gotta hear this one.
Okay, so it's 10 more cubic inches. It has a taller deck height, so the intake manifold is bigger for more plenum volume or more volume, and has longer runners so it stands to make more torque. And the under chassis header design is a longer tube, so it stands to make more torque. So I think that's why it has potential, and if it doesn't win, it's Dulcich's fault.
Why is it my fault?
Because then you did something to overcome all those advantages and lose anyway.
These are rated at 335 horsepower. Freiberger, would you agree that there's no more famous big block Mopar factory head than the
906.
coveted 906?
Oh, I know, that's why all the Mopar guys are gonna absolutely hate us and rip us to shreds, because that's the single best cylinder head ever manufactured.
This is the Edelbrock RPM. It's the best manifold for this kind of engine combination. I've got the MSD distributor. I've got the TTI headers with not a single ding or dent anywhere. These heads are milled to equalize the compression to make it the same as yours.
There's one way to figure this deal out.
So right now, you're saying legitimately, no facetious comedy, you think it's gonna win.
Well, look at it. It's got this happy orange paint. It looks good, friendly,
Still
and comfortable.
facetious.
You say absolutely no chance whatsoever?
I say no chance.
I say there's a possibility that it makes more torque, but not horsepower.
I say there's absolutely zero possibility that that Chevy is going to beat this Mopar. I'm a little nervous.
I'd like an opportunity to recuperate my prior wager. Now this is your motor. You've built hundreds of these things.
I've slammed that together in one afternoon.
That would be your problem. But you built hundreds of these, and I think that you should maybe have a little better idea of where it's going than we do. So I'm willing to take a chance and offer a little wager one more time.
Really?
I really am.
Oh, I don't have the confidence in my numbers for that.
All right.
That's why they call it gambling.
I know.
All right, I'm in.
Okay. What are we gambling for?
You're realistic. I'm the balance of hopeful and realistic, and you're just hopeful.
I've got my 20.
Okay, fire it up. There you go.
Now. Torque on that
thing run?
The incoming torque.
Cool. It was huge.
Wow.
Here's what just happened. That was the very first dyno pull that we made with the 383 Mopar, and it was a legit nail biter. I didn't know what was gonna happen. We were all guessing. Dulcich had high hopes, but look at this. From 4,000 RPM on up, almost exactly the same curve between these two engines. But the Mopar kills the Chevy here between 3,000 and 3,800 or something like that. Just a whole lot more torque and horsepower. And we have to give more credit to the cylinder head on the Mopar than we did. It must be in the same neighborhood as that Vortec head, or it would not have repeated the same power like that.
I had 453 at 4,300 for torque.
Okay.
And 427 at 5,500 for power.
Okay. I had 458 at 4,300 for torque and 428 at 5,600 for power. And
You'd almost think we'd done this before.
475 pound-feet and 485 horsepower?
I was being optimistic. Oh yeah. Forever you take home the dough.
Yep. That was seriously my favorite episode yet.
I got to say, I liked it a lot too.
Because of winning.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
this thing did what it needed to do. So what can I say?
The thing I like about it is that it was pretty legit. I think we went to a lot of effort to make sure that these things were sort of equalized. And what are people going to rip us apart on the internet about on this?
Well, I don't know. All I know is I had no idea how it was going to play out until it actually happened in the cell.
Oh, I know.
And it couldn't have turned out any better for me because this was an unknown quantity until we tested it.
Yeah, this was really predictable.
Yeah.
I mean, Blueprint knows what it does. We kind of knew what was going to happen, but that was the wild card, and you dominated. It was pretty cool.
I literally slammed that thing together until 2 o'clock in the morning, until the night we had to be here the next day.
Oh, I know. It was genius. No, I really liked it. That was a good show. And we'll have another one next time on Engine Masters presented by AMSOIL. But in the meantime, go check us out on social media. Of course, Instagram, the account is Engine Masters. Facebook, the account is Hot Rod Engine Masters. And I know you're going to go subscribe to MotorTrendOnDemand.com, where you can see all kinds of gearhead content. Until next time, this is Engine Masters with Dulcich, the Mopar hero. Are you presented by AMSOIL?
Presented by AMSOIL. How's that?
Perfect.